games happen on Saturday, March 16th. Got a lot of games. The first one is the Cavaliers lost to the Rockets. It was an early game, 103-117. Donovan Mitchell, second game back, really, really bad. This is also a blowout, 13 points and three threes. That's pretty disappointing, but good thing he's back and playing. Darius Garland also had a bad one. Jared Allen had 3 blocks and nothing else. Collectively, everybody played horrible offensively. Georgia's Nia could be a streaming option if the schedule is great coming up next week. I think the Cavs, they only have 3 games, and you know nobody has the Lakers has 2 games. Okay. And the Nets, okay. The Celtics got 3 games to start off the week. The Mavericks, so some of these guys for sure you could stream them. The Bulls have 3 games in the first 4 nights. Okay. We look at the Rockets. With Şengün out for season, which is obviously disappointing. They started Jabari Smith and they start Amen Thompson. Amen Thompson now is very, very interesting. I would Jock Landale, no, not really interested in him. I would just let him go. But Amen Thompson for sure. Look to stream if the Rockets schedule actually is not that good. So maybe not. I would rather have back to baskets, get more. But he can really put up numbers just like his brother Oscar Thompson. Jabari Smith now started at the center. Well, also maybe matchup based, but he's gonna get a lot of more rebounds. I think a lot more blocks, so that's great for him. Jalen Green, another great one. 26 points, 11 rebounds, 4 threes, 4 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. We know he's gonna be very up and down, but this is a great game for him, and only 1 turnover. Fred VanVleet, big game, 16 assists, a steal, and a block with 5 rebounds and 3 threes. Dylan Brooks is kind of doing his thing. He's not really fantasy relevant this year, just mainly because he doesn't really get the defensive stats. The next one is the Pacers beat the Brooklyn Nets 100-121. Ken Thomas with 22 points and 2 threes, 6 for 6 from the free throw line. That's pretty good. Dennis Schroeder has been starting for sure. We could roster him. Brooklyn Nets had 5 games last week, so now it's probably a good idea to drop a lot of these guys. For Dorian Finney-Smith, goes 5 for 5, 12 points. That's amazing. Mikal Bridges had 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 7 points. Continue to disappoint. They finished their 5 week. I think the guy you probably want. But this is only a 3-game week. They have another game today. But last week, Claxton. You've had a guy like Claxton, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks here. She's just very consistent getting the rebounds and blocks. She'll be good next year too. We're talking about next year because this year is almost coming to an end. For the Pacers, Miles Turner, we gotta talk about him. Miles Turner's block numbers has been super, super inconsistent. On average he still does great, but just a lot of games he plays 24 minutes, no blocks and a steal, 7 rebounds, which is still okay. I don't think, in the past years he would average like 2.5, 2.6. I think moving forward next year, maybe that's not going to be him. Tyrese Halliburton had 1 3, 2 steals and a block, 14 points. Okay, to be honest. He, maybe it's an injury. He's just not for a top 5 pick compared to other guys who's putting in numbers. He's still great efficiency wise and assists, but just not what he used to be. Beginning of the season. Andrew Nembhard, 7 points. Played 32 minutes, but that just doesn't do anything. 7 points and nothing else. Pascal Siakam had 28 points and 3 steals. Big game from him in just 27 minutes. But again, ever since he got traded, he hasn't had a big game. The way how Pacers play, everybody gets the ball. Aaron Nesmith, the defensive stats is great. So if you need defensive stats, some efficiency, Aaron Nesmith is a great option. All right, moving on to the next one. The Charlotte Hornets lost to the Sixers, 98-109. Okay. Nick Richards, great. 11 rebounds, a steal and a block, 11 points. Can't really complain about that. Trey Mandel, I think if he's out there on the waiver wire, I would absolutely pick him up. He's been heating up a little bit. Same thing with Vicic, The turnovers is high, but the assists, the steal should be, those should be pretty good. LaMelo Boy is not coming back this year. Um, he's not coming back, unfortunately. Miles Bridges, 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. That's pretty good. And Brandon Miller exit the game, I think, with an injury. That's why he only played 15 minutes. So, Trey Mann and Micic, the two guards, yeah, they're really thin, to be honest. They traded away Terry Rozier. LaMelo Boy is out for season, pretty much. So you don't really have a lot of guys that you could actually play. Which is why Grant Williams, if they have a back-to-back, it's fine to stream him as well. Let me just see what's going on with Miller. He's probable for next game. Okay. Oh, he just had a flagrant 2. So, nothing wrong. For the Sixers, Mo Bamba started the game. And Paul Reed only comes off the bench, only played 20 minutes. Yeah, but I don't know if Mo Bamba would get consistent 25 minutes. This is just kind of, I guess, matchup based because you have a Nick Richards on the other end. Anyway, if they have a back-to-back, you need blocks. Mo Bamba, you could stream. Kyle Lowry, he's actually playing decent on this team. 7 assists, 3 steals, and 6 rebounds. If you need some assists, sure, I don't mind having him. Tyrese Maxey, another bad game efficiency-wise. 30 points is great, but 8 for 20. He's getting exposed a little bit, to be honest, ever since Embiid is out. Nicholas Batum, great game, 3 steals and 2 blocks. You could stream him for defensive stats. And now they demoted Buddy Hield this game. This is, I would just hold Buddy Hield. He still hit 2 threes and 14 points. I'm just going to hold it and see what the minute's going to be. I think it's going to be up and down. For some of these guys, Paul Reed only 20 minutes, I would still hold on to him. Because next game, those guys could go back playing 30 minutes. Kel Oubre Jr., though, he gets consistent minutes and consistent shots, to be honest, 22 points. So if you need points and threes and defensive stats, you could have him, for sure. Move on to the next one. The Pelicans, they've been on a winning streak. Well, not that they beat a great team here. 107, 106, 126. Well, for the Blazers, DeAndre Ayton has been pretty good. 20 points here, 8 rebounds, still in a block, 10 for 13. He probably should take more shots. Look at, with Jeremy Grant out, Banton played 42 minutes, 10 for 20, 28 points, 2 blocks, 6 assists. This is also the guy that we have to stream now. We have to stream and just go with it. The minutes is too high. Same thing with Tomani Kamara, 34 minutes. The Blazers, too, they have a great schedule. It's the same thing last year where, they have some of these guys, we should probably stream them. They have 3 games in the first 4 days. So they have a decent schedule. But who knows? Jeremy Grant might be back. So maybe just check the status of the injury report and make decisions. Anthony Simons, he just give you threes and points and assist. He really needs to get more defensive stats. That's what he's lacking. Otherwise, he's just going to be outside the top 50 overall ranking-wise. For the New Orleans Pelicans, Valanciunas, his minutes, he's a drop. He's just played 20 minutes now. They gave these minutes to Trey Murphy, and Herbert Jones is even out this game. I think they decided to just let Zion just go small more, which I guess helped their team overall. Valanciunas was a minus 12 in his 20 minutes too. So it is working out. Zion Williamson, 26 points. Brandon Ingram had 4 blocks. That's got to be a career high for him. Amazing. Trey Murphy, he put up numbers. Give him minutes, he's going to put up numbers. And CJ had a big game finally. I don't remember the last time CJ had a great game like this. 30 points, 8 assists, and 2 steals and 6 threes. The Pelicans are coming. Let's see what they can do in the playoffs. They might get a top 4 seed by the end. The next one is the Wizards get destroyed by the Bulls, 98-127. And our friend Rashawn Holmes actually has been starting. If he's out on the waiver wire, absolutely go grab him. We have to grab him. They don't have a center. They can't play Kyle Kuzma at the center every game. Kyle Kuzma didn't play well, 11 points, okay. And how about Jordan Poole played 22 minutes, 13 points, 8 assists. He's super up and down. Him coming off the bench actually helps him. So, meanwhile, Bilo has been getting consistent minutes, 15 points, 8 rebounds, and a steal here. If you're looking for defensive stats, you could stream it. The Wizards do have a full games next week, or this week, we should say. This is today, Sunday. They have a back-to-back to the end of next weekend, so he could be interesting. And Corey Kispert hit 3 threes. If you need deep threes, yeah, you could have this guy. And Danny Edvia is out. Oh yeah, that's why. That's why Corey Kispert is able to get a few extra minutes. For the Bulls, Alec Caruso, he's just been so good. Absolutely must roster. Continue to ride it out. And with Kobe White out, Ayo Dosunmu, if he's out there, well, yeah, you have to get him. They just don't have guys to play, especially at the guard spot. DeRozan added those defensive stats, which is great, but it's versus the Wizards, right? Everybody gets to eat a little bit, defensively too, offensively too. Vucevic, 29 points, 13 rebounds, big game, yeah. And they played all those guys high minutes too. Actually, they play Ayo Dosunmu, a game that they won by 30 points. They play him. They really don't have anybody to play, so you have to roster these guys. The next one is the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is kind of close. Barely beat the Grizzlies 118-112. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, only 20 points. You don't see that very often. Held to 3-2-6 from the free throw line, but it doesn't matter. They got the win. The bench actually played better. They carried, especially Kenyon Williams. 18 is 13 minutes. Chet Holmgren, amazing game. 22 points, 11 rebounds, 2 threes. Chet Holmgren is a guy that, you try to get an efficient team, amazing, right? First round, let's say you get like a KD, you can maybe get Chet Holmgren in the third round. Second round, you get somebody like trying to think. Basically, the 3 efficiency categories, he's all grading them, and then you get another Jalen Williams. Your team is looking pretty strong. The problem is, if you're not punting anything, sometimes in the playoffs you run into somebody that could potentially counter your team build pretty hard. But, that's for every team, I think. So it's not a bad idea to have an efficient team. Jalen Williams, still in 2 blocks, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds, and 23 points. Okay, that's great. And Lou Dort, nothing. And, Josh Giddey. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they also just have 3 games next week. So, probably not great to... Oh, dude. Sorry, I was looking at this week's schedule. So just looking ahead, the Oklahoma City Thunder, yeah, they only have 3 games too. So for next week, Dallas Mavericks only have 2 games. That's a call out. That's gonna hurt. The Cavaliers have 4 games basically spread out. Yeah, no team. I mean, especially the first 3 days. No team actually has other than the Kings. Actually, the Kings and the Jazz, they have a great schedule, but everybody else, not really. Okay. Moving on to the Grizzlies. Oh boy, the Grizzlies. How about their schedule next week? They only have 3 games. And Desmond is back. Do you believe that? 22 points, 4 threes. He actually came back. So if Desmond Bane is on the waiver wire, obviously you pick him up. But just set the expectations. He's going to be in and out. The annoying thing is they're just going to tell you maybe only a couple hours before the game. So just be prepared. Luke Kennard hit 3 threes, great. 9 assists too. Jaren Jackson Jr., as long as he's playing, you can't complain too much, right? 2 steals and a block is great, but his block numbers has been gone down super big. Major weight this year, 19 points. Santi Aldama, I think he's also needs to be rostered as long as he's playing. And Gigi Jackson, you get him for his scoring mainly. But Winston Williams is out. Yeah, just a lot of people out, in and out of the lineup. And, we just don't know what to do. The next one, this is, they got the 2 popular guys on the team, LeBron and Curry. Warriors and Lakers, they beat them 128-121. The Warriors are looking, how they are. If they play Denver in the first round, I think they're cooked. If Lakers playing Denver in the first round, they're cooked. But if it's the Oklahoma City Thunder versus either team, I think, they have a shot. Mainly because the young teams in the playoffs, a little bit inexperienced. The experience goes a long way in the playoffs, right? Because people say it's a different game. Curry, 31 points, 3 threes, pretty good. But overall this year, he's been disappointing, I would say. Draymond Green, big game. 12 rebound, 13 assists. If he just get a few more defensive stats, that would be great. Jonathan Kuminga scored 23 points. That's what he does. Points and efficiency, doesn't really offer anything else. And Podziemski had just 5 points. Yeah, the minutes is there. You could still have him on your roster. But the Warriors have a great schedule. They do have 4 games next week, but they don't have a single back-to-back. So, it's up to you if you want to hold on to him, to be honest. They do have a game on Monday, so at least if you're going to drop him, at least wait till Monday. Or maybe you need a guy to play tonight, yeah. Klay Thompson came off the bench, hit 5 threes. Yeah, he could always be a three-point streamer, but definitely not a must roster. And CP3, with everybody back, he only gets 18 minutes, so some choices might need to be made for your team. Well, if you need assists, yeah, you hold on Chris Paul. If you don't, he has to be droppable. For the Lakers, D'Lo, 23 points and 13 assists, that's pretty good. AD played just 11 minutes, he left the game. So if AD end up missing some games, Jackson Hayes could be a streaming option. Maybe Rui Hachimura plays, they go small, right? Rui Hachimura gets a few extra minutes. We don't know what's going to happen, but I would just hold and see. Look, AD might be back next game. He had impaired vision or whatever. So that's a big blow. He's been healthy all year. And now the playoffs, if he's out for a couple games, that's probably no good. Yeah, and Rui Hachimura played well. He's a streaming option. LeBron went off 15 for 23, 40 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and still in the block. Yeah, if AD is going to be out, LeBron is going to go off. And to be honest, the Lakers, they don't need to try as hard just because them and Warriors, they're going to be in the play-ins, most likely. They're like 3.5 games ahead of the Rockets, they won 5 straight, actually. They're putting some pressure on them. So, okay. So Lakers, they do need to win. They're with like 20 games, not even 20 games, 15 games left. There are 3.5 games. I mean, they're looking good. Lakers, the Rockets are making a late push. So who knows? Lakers dropped 3 straight. Rockets won 3 straight. That'll make things interesting. Moving on to the next one, the Timberwolves beat the Jazz 119-100. How about Naz Reid? My God, this man is scary. 22 points. Didn't shoot well from the field, yes. But he took 11 threes as a center. 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Well, Rudy is also out this game. So this man is absolutely must roster. Anthony Edwards, against a young team, 3 steals, and he filled it up too. 5 assists, 10 rebounds. Yeah, amazing game. And Mike Conley, against his former team, you don't really see him dropping 25 points. He did here, 25 points and 5 threes. But you only really have him for his assists. Otherwise, if you don't need assists, you can do better. Kyle Anderson, with everybody out, for sure, also stream him. If Rudy is out, stream him for sure. But even when Rudy plays, I think he gets consistent minutes. The Timberwolves schedule next week is actually good. They start off the week with a back-to-back. So stream Kyle Anderson to start off the week. And then we'll look at the Jazz. Keontae George is a must roster, 18 points and 1 3. He really just give you some points and threes. Efficiency is not great, we know that. He doesn't really get a lot of defensive stats. But if you need points and assists and threes, he give you those. Kristaps been starting if you need defensive stats and assists. They actually put Colin Sexton off the bench now with Jordan Clarkson out. That doesn't really change. He could still be rostered. And Walker Kessler starting at the center, only 1 block, so that's a little bit disappointing. And Taylor Hendricks, I think he could be a great streaming option for some big man stats. And with Jazz have 4 games next week, we could stream this guy. This guy has some potential. Last game of the night is the Knicks. They grinded out a win 98. They held Case to only 91 points in Sacramento. That's impressive. Jalen Brunson, I don't know when he's going to run out of the gas. I really don't know. 42 points, 4 steals in the block, 5 threes. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so OG Anunoby is back. If somehow he's out there on the waiver wire, pick him up. 1 steal and 3 blocks. He's ramping up. He's going to be good. Isaiah Hartenstein had a big game with 1 steal and 4 blocks. 14 points. He's been underwhelming a lot, But versus this Kings team, he played 27 minutes. Maybe this is the start of something, right? Dante DiVincenzo had 15 points in 3. Well, with Josh Hart back, with OG Anunoby back, Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo, they're still must rosters, but they're not going to play 40 minutes a night. They might play 35 or 30. Still must rosters, but, their minutes are going to come down a little bit. And for the Kings, disappointing loss. De'Aaron Fox, pretty bad game. Offensively, 5 for 19, but still had 9 assists and 2 steals. And Sabonis, you don't see him getting only 2 assists very often. But that's how Knicks' defense is. 14 rebounds, still great. And Keegan Murray, just disappointing. He can make a lot of threes. He's pretty efficient, but so many nights he just doesn't do anything. And for Harrison Barnes, he had 16 points and 2 threes. Okay, that's not too bad. And Malik Monk still came off the bench. We roster him. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.